Hello everyone, I'm DonTheCrown, and today I want to talk about the Event Guardian Raid. And this is a really cool event if you don't know anything about it. Basically, you get to fight 3 Guardians at the same time, and it is kind of insane. Another thing that's kind of neat is that this is affected by the scales of balance, and so you are completely balanced out with the content. And so a like 302 character in tier 1 will be scaled up, and characters that are like 1400 or something will be scaled down, so you can play with your friends regardless of what their gear score is, and it's just overall a really interesting fight. You can find this basically in every major city. It's an additional red flag on the minimap, and it looks like this little statue here, and these provide tokens which you can spend at this event. Now, you're probably watching this video because you're wondering how the heck you beat this, because I've seen a lot of people asking about what's going on with this. And so there are 3 different bosses, and you can match make into this or find party or just enter solo. And right now the 3 bosses are Virtus, Armored Nacrosenia, or it's not armored, just regular Nacrosenia, and Helgaia, Frost Helgaia. And these are kind of a little bit interesting because you like have a hard time fighting them. They're kind of spread out, but sometimes they're all together. The trick is that when you break Nacrosenia's tail, he drops a whole bunch of orbs which drastically buff you up. Once you do this 3 times, you're going to increase your attack power by 800%. And so really what you should do is just go in, look for this guy, and you need to bring an ability or 2 that provides a weak point. And so for example, this has a weak point level 1 on it. And you will notice that Nacrosenia is kind of full speed, while Frost Helgaia here is moving pretty slow. Same with Virtus. And yeah, Nacrosenia can be a real jerk here and just, freeze you and shock you and keep you locked down for quite a bit. And so these are a little bit easier if you have a group of peeps. But yeah, definitely is possible to be soloed. I've done a couple times here. So you can see this big green circle means that you can destroy his tail. And you can see here we're going to pick up these buffs, and once you pick these up, these go to everybody on your team actually. And so I'll show these buffs off real quick so you can see massive attack power, damage, and crit. It gives me immunity to crowd control, gives me attack speed and movement speed, and big cooldown reduction. And overall, this just really makes your character incredibly strong. I did this on my Shadow Hunter earlier, and I was able to crit for 1 part of my awakening. I have the Shadow Hunter Demon Mode awakening for 33 million damage. So yeah, the damage gets kind of ridiculous. And it's just really a fun event. Now, something that was kind of weird, in the announcement it said that you could only do this once per day per roster, but that's definitely not the case. You can do this once per day per character right now. That might be a bug, but going out and doing this on all your characters is pretty good. I'm getting a butt kicked right now. And as you can see, eventually this guy comes back, and you kind of want to switch back over to him so that you can knock him back down. But it's really easy to get him knocked down once you have the first buffs, because he just continuously empowers you. And so now we're going to be hitting even harder, but Nacrosenia will go away after getting his tail broken off. And he'll continue to basically run away from you until he's the last boss remaining. So you can see that was pretty easy. That boss is down. And I had seen earlier, I think the other boss was over here. Now, sometimes they'll all be together, but not every single time. I definitely have seen where it's a little bit hard to get all of them together. I'm gonna actually, I'm gonna hit you over here. Nope. And so if Nacrosenia is by himself like that, he just kind of runs away from you pretty frequently. He will allow you to knock him down. So basically you just want to go and find where the different bosses are, and then you can go and give him the old smackaroo. Now once you have the first buffs, your cooldowns will be drastically reduced. But now that I have 3 stacks of the buffs, and these do apply to your entire team, you'll see that I'm going to start hitting incredibly hard. Incredibly hard. Like, here we go. So that was a 33 million crit on my awakening. And for like multi-millions here on everything. That's 10 million on my Hellblade. And my cooldowns just like I have no cooldowns right now. It's pretty crazy. So yeah, that's how you do the event. It's pretty fast. Afterwards, there'll be a chest on the ground if this is the first time you've done this on this character. And we're not really sure what the layout's going to be like on per day, if they're going to change which of the 3 bosses are available every single day or if it's going to be every week. And I would assume that if it is any of the bosses that have breakable body parts, that you're going to have to focus down and break those. So we can kind of see on the event notification thing here that the different bosses we're going to get are Helgaia, Frost Helgaia, Lumeros, Urnil, Virtus, Chromium, Nacrosenia, Dark Legoros, and Icy Legoros, Calventus, and Levinos. And so we know that Chromium has a shell that can be broken. Levinos kind of has like a tree barrier that can be broken. But and Nacrosenia has his tail, which can be broken. And I guess technically Virtus can also have his tail broken. But I believe those are the only bosses there that are vulnerable to weak point. So just make sure you bring maybe some flares, maybe some destruction bombs, and there you go. It's pretty easy. Hope this benefits you guys, and if it does, let me know. Come by the stream and say hi. Thank you much, guys. We'll see you in the next time. Bye.